Good morning, students. Welcome to online classes. I am Mrs. S. Wankhede, your physics teacher. Today I am going to teach you physics, chapter 1, physical quantities and measurements. Let us recall the concept. In your previous classes, you learned physical quantities and measurements. First, we will see what are physical quantities. You know, physics is a branch of science which deals with physical quantities and their units. Now, first we define the physical quantities. Physical quantities are quantities that can be measured and can be expressed numerical values. And these numerical values are what? Nothing but magnitude and the units of these physical quantities. Now what are measurements? Measurements are values of physical quantities with their units. In your previous classes, you learned the physical quantities such as length, mass, time and temperature and their SI units. So first we will see what is the unit of length. Unit of length is meter, and how much meter means we say here 10 meter. So 10 is your magnitude and n is your unit and length is your physical quantity. Now see here mass. Mass is your physical quantity, 5 is magnitude and kg is your unit. Now next, time. Time is a physical quantity, its magnitude is 30 and second is its unit. Next is temperature. Temperature is your physical quantity. How much temperature? 20 degree. So 20 is your magnitude and degree Celsius is your units. Now in this chapter we will learn 4 topics, that is measurements of volume, measurements of area, measurement of density and measurements of speed. Now first we will learn the measurement of volume. Everyone knows matter occupies space. So we define the volume as the amount of space occupied by an object is called its volume. Now let us take one example, a glass of water and a bucket of water. Now see here, a glass of water occupies less space and a bucket of water occupies more space. So we say here the capacity of a bucket is more than a glass. Thus we say here volume of liquid is measured in terms of capacity, and capacity of a container is the volume of liquid it can hold. Now we learn what are volume of regular solid objects. Regular solid objects are objects have fixed shape and calculated using mathematical formulas. First, we will see volume of a cube. Its formula is side into side into side, that is side cube. Here in cube, all this is length, this is breadth and this is height. So all these are equal, so we write its formula as side cube. In volume of a cuboid, the formula is length into breadth into height. that is L into B into H. Here this one is length, this one is breadth, and this one is height. Now there are some more solid are there. These are cylinder. This is the shape of cylinder. Its formula is pi r square h. Now this one is cone. Its formula is 1/3 pi r square h. This one is sphere. Its formula is 4/3 pi r cube. Now we see the unit of volume. The SI unit of volume is meter cube. So 1 cubic meter, that is 1 meter cube, is the space occupies a cube of each side 1 meter. Now there are some smaller units also, that is centimeter cube or cubic centimeter, decimeter cube or cubic decimeter, millimeter cube or cubic millimeter, and volume of liquid is measured in liters and milliliters. Now there are relation between the different units of volume. 1 meter cube equals to 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. So meter cube is there, so we write it 3 times. So, and 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So in place of 1 meter we write 100 centimeter. In this 1 meter we write 100 centimeter. In this also we write 100 centimeter. So what we will get? 10 lakh centimeter cube. Or we can say here 1 meter cube equals to 10 raised to power 6 centimeter cube. Now take another relation, that is centimeter cube and milliliter. 1 centimeter cube equals to 1 milliliter. Now we multiply these two units by 1000. We will get 1000 centimeter cube equals to 1000 milliliter. Therefore, 1000 centimeter cube equals to 1 liter. As 1 liter equals to 1000 milliliter. So in place of 1000 milliliter we write 1 liter. So this is the relation between centimeter cube and liter. Now this is the volume of regular solid objects. Now we measure the volume of liquids. We measure the volume of liquids using conical containers, metal cups, and cylindrical containers. Conical containers used to measure the capacity of liquids such as kerosene, lubricants, etc. Metal cups is also conical in shape. We measure the capacities of liquids using metal cups as milk and cooking oils. Cylindrical containers are made of glass and plastics. So we measure the capacities of liquids in laboratory purpose. So we use cylindrical containers in laboratories. Its range is 10 milliliter to 1000 milliliter. Now we will learn concave and convex meniscus. For that, take two measuring cylinders made up of glass. Pour in one water and another mercury. Now the curves are formed on the surfaces of liquids. These curves are called meniscus. This type of curve is called concave meniscus, and this type of curve is called convex meniscus. Now we take the reading at the bottom in concave meniscus, and in convex meniscus we take the reading at the top of the cylinder. Now we will see How to measure the volume of irregular solids by displacement. When irregular shaped solids immerse in water, it displaces water and makes space for itself. So the volume of water displaced by the solid equals to volume of solids. Let us do an activity to find the volume of a stone. For that, we require a measuring cylinder, a stone and a piece of string and water. Now take a measuring cylinder, pour water into the cylinder. Now read the initial reading, that is V1 200 ml. Now immerse stone completely into the water. The water level has risen. Note the reading of water level. This is the final reading. Say it is V2, that is 300 ml. Now take the difference of these two readings. We will get the volume of stone. So volume of stone equals to V2 minus V1, that is 300 ml minus 200 ml, that is 100 ml. So in this way we measure the volume of irregular solids by displacement.